It's time to get excited if you're a big fan of Final Fantasy or just high fantasy epic adventures in general, because Final Fantasy 16 just keeps on giving. We have a whole bunch of new and intriguing details to go over in this highly anticipated addition to the Final Fantasy series. You may remember the game being first announced back in September of 2020, and now it's not too far away to release as it's coming out on June 22nd of this year. It's looking like the game will have a grand story, incredible visuals with its new combat system, but also these spectacular icon battles, which honestly look like the most insane thing I've seen in a game for quite a while. With the Final Fantasy franchise first debuting in 1987, now in 2023 we can really see just how far it's come. However, we have been assured that there is no need for players to have played the previous games before jumping into Final Fantasy 16, but I think having knowledge of the past games will help add a little bit more excitement, such as seeing how the iconic summons, or now icons, are used in the game. For example, we have already seen several epic snippets for the dominant icons, including Ifrit of Fire, Rama of Lightning, Shiva of Ice, Garuda of Wind, and Titan of Earth. We do know that the protagonist of the story and our playable character is Clive Rosfield. He's a young knight from the region of Rosaria in the overall world called Valisthea, and he's the shield of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. When it comes to Clive's story, we will be experiencing 3 different timelines, from his teens to his 20s and then his 30s. So we'll definitely be getting a deep look at this character's progression and motivations throughout his life as we play through flashbacks and current events within the story. We know that Clive is tasked with protecting his younger brother Joshua, the Phoenix icon, but it's clear in the trailers that something goes wrong somewhere, so we'll have to wait and see how that story unfolds. But if you want to see more details and news for Final Fantasy 16 as the game releases, including guides, then make sure to hit that like button down below because it's a great way to support us and this video, and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the things coming soon. We also got a glimpse at the map of the world itself, which looked really intriguing and had lots of icons and locations on there, which will be added as you progress through the story. The map can be opened at any time, and fast travel is available to access any of the previously traveled to locations. And speaking of the world, the landscapes and environments look incredible from what we've seen so far. I literally can't wait to explore these places for myself, and so much of it just looks so good. But we can even explore it on Chocobo, so it's looking like it's a pretty big world. But now let's jump into the combat, because one of the most exciting aspects of Final Fantasy 16 is the battle system, which this time is built being a fully real-time system. I'm a traditional lover of turn-based games, and Final Fantasy X is personally my all-time favorite. However, the combat in 16 looks so insanely fun and engaging that I can't wait to try it out, even though I kind of feel like I'm betraying myself as a big turn-based lover. So if Devil May Cry or other similar action games are your thing, then you're in for a treat with Final Fantasy 16. As we progress in the story, we will unlock abilities from the icons that we encounter. So as we get further in the game, we'll unlock different elemental themed powers that match the different elements of the icons. Think of it like the icons being stances that we can smoothly and freely switch between to unleash different combo strings of attacks and abilities. It also looks like depending on which icon you are currently empowered by, Clive will actually wield different weapons, as there's certainly a visual difference in his sword depending on which icon he is currently switched to. We aren't sure if this is just the abilities he's using or the actual weapon itself and its moveset. It could just be purely visual and cosmetic, but I'm hoping it will mix up the moveset and change your elemental damage. We do know that he can also wield different magical attacks, such as using Garuda's claws, Rama's lightning spears, or Titan's fists, and we can even see a Kami-Yamama style laser beam.
We all know the Kami-Yamama is overpowered.
We also got to see a really good look at the menus, including the attribute and gear screen, where we can see stats, equipped gear, and active icons with their square and triangle abilities. But we also got to see the ability screen itself, where we can use ability points which we gain through battling to unlock new abilities or empower previously unlocked abilities to make them even stronger or add new effects to them. It looks like there's a good amount of variety in these unlocks, from the icon abilities themselves to new attacks, combos, and power-ups, such as this power to hold square to add flames to your sword. There's also an automatic upgrade option in the game, which will automatically choose your upgrades for you if that's the way you want to go. Within the gear screen, we also got to see several accessories which have already been announced previously as a sort of accessibility option replacement. These are called timely accessories, and they have a variety of effects to make combat easier for you, such as slowing down time when you're about to get hit or automatically evading. These are for people who want to tailor the combat to suit their skill level, so you can pick story mode and have these automatically equipped, or you can leave them off depending on how hardcore you want to be. So you can choose to use these or not, but it does look like there are other accessories that boost your stats more so like in traditional gear systems. We also got to see a bit more of the characters such as Sidolphus, who is Clive's mentor, and Jill, who is Clive's childhood friend. These companions will join us in battle, but they are controlled by AI. It's important to know that we will only be controlling Clive and some commands of our trusty dog Torgal, and Torgal is going to be loyal and fight by our side in combat with a variety of moves and even buff style moves of his own. Furthermore, we got a good look at Sid's hideaway, a hub style area with access to a whole bunch of stuff, including shops like Charon's Toll, where we can buy weapons, materials and consumables, and we're definitely going to have to be saving up our gil because it looks like a lot of these boost our stats and attack. But there's also the Black Hammer Forge to craft new weapons and gear, so if you have the materials, you can upgrade your items or craft new ones altogether at the forge. There's also a training mode with a whole variety of options to test and try out our abilities and combos, and there's an arcade mode to compete on a global leaderboard as well. Of course, much like other hub areas in games, there'll be side quests to pick up here and helpful information on other quests around the map. And another feature that I really like the look of is the hunt board, which reminds me of the bounties in Final Fantasy XII and Final Fantasy XV. They'll give us tasks to take down and slay stronger enemies for rewards out in the open world. The Thousand Tombs is also here, which kind of looks like it acts as a codex that we can level up to unlock information on lore characters and I'm assuming enemies too. And the Grand Cast, which looks super interesting, showing family trees and a different look at the situations of the realms themselves, such as their battlefield maneuvers and more. It will definitely be interesting to take a deep dive into this menu in the full game. So once we unlock this hideout, we'll probably be coming back here a lot. But for the game itself, we know that there will be a large amount of enemy variety, including returning fan favorite monsters from the series, and new enemies to take on, including the dominance of the icons in the world who have the power over their respective abilities. With the fully real-time combat system, it'll be interesting to see how battling these monsters from the past games will feel in Final Fantasy XVI. But let's not forget about the econ showdowns themselves, which look to be the most epic, grand, and visually spectacular part of the game. With large-scale battles in real time, we will be controlling Ifrit or even Phoenix as we take down other icons, which will be completely unique to one another depending on which icon you battle. The gameplay will vary from 3D scrolling shooters to wrestling matches, so we won't know what to expect from one fight to another. They say it will be, quote, heart-stopping and controller-gripping excitement, end quote. And I can't explain it better than just showing it to you, so hit that like button to help us out, and well, you guys need to see this.
But if you can do it, then so could I! know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
Focus, Wyvern. You are key to this mission's success.
Yes, Sergeant.
I said focus, Wyvern!
Home sweet home.
Allow me to welcome you to the world of Final Fantasy XVI. Final Fantasy XVI is the latest installment in the Final Fantasy series, a storied franchise with 35 years of history. Yet while this is the 16th mainline title in the series, there's absolutely no need to have played any of the previous games before jumping in. With a fusion of real-time action and RPG features, Final Fantasy XVI has been developed as the first true action RPG in the series. Using the power of the PlayStation 5 to its fullest, the game delivers an expansive, thrilling gameplay experience which we liken to a high-speed roller coaster ride.
Thank you for watching, and the 2 videos on screen now we think you'll really enjoy if you did enjoy this one. You don't have to click them if you don't want to, but if you did enjoy this video, you should probably check these ones out too. And then tell us what you think after watching in the comments down below.